What's up, Beat Chasers? My name is Chase, and this is Chasing the Beats. Welcome back to my channel, and if you haven't been here already, welcome to my channel, and thank you for following me along on my journey. Well, I guess starting the journey of following me along on my journey. Welcome to my channel. Today, I'm going down a road that is nostalgic for me. I'm going to be getting into a Disturbed song, and I have listened to Disturbed a bunch growing up. It takes me back to high school as an angsty teen, just come on, get down with the sickness. Anyways, so I heard that Disturbed does the Sound of Silence, which I've fallen in love with in the past. So the fact that a band that I love so much like Disturbed and has a type of sound to them doing a song like The Sound of Silence with a certain sound to it got me very interested in it. So that's what I'm going to be jumping in today. It's going to be The Sound of Silence by Disturbed, and yeah, I can't wait to hear how it goes. So without any further ado, let's do what we do. Let's react. Let's go. Okay. Almost like an apocalyptic state here. Interesting. I always love the piano.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again, because a vision softly creeping.
Take it back right there to that shot. Oh, that's so cool. I love this for a couple different reasons. First off, just this, apocalyptic setting of, these instruments that are broken. You had the piano, the guitar, and the harp, which, I love harps. Harps are so underrated. If you guys have any songs with harps in them, or even like an instrumental harp song, I would love to react to that because, honestly, string instruments in general are my jam. And that's what I really like about this shot right here is because a lot of people, I don't think that they really think about the piano being a stringed instrument, but it is. It's right in line with, the guitar, the ukulele, the violin, the cello, all of those. And so it's cool to see this shot because you have the keys there with the fire and lit on fire, and you have the strings coming out of the back. So it just gives you a reminder like, oh yeah, pianos are stringed instruments. So I just really like that about this shot.
Cause a vision softly creeping left its seeds while I was sleeping, and the vision that was planted in my brain still remains,
Gathering up the instruments, dusting them
within the
off.
sound of silence.
I love this song
In
so
restless
much.
dreams I walked alone, narrow streets of cobblestone, neath the halo of a street lamp. I turned my collar to the cold and damp, when my eyes were stabbed by the flash of a neon light that split the night and touched the sound of silence.
Ooh, that boom. Okay, we're about to get into it. I'm excited. Yeah, it's interesting because like I said, I've loved this song in the past, and I've heard the words, but I haven't actually conceptualized the words, and so that's what I'm really interested in is going down the path of actually listening to the words and the songs. And in restless dreams, I walk alone, narrow streets of cobblestone, just like the sound of silence, like we're by ourselves. And then beneath the halo of a street lamp. Yeah, and then my eyes were stabbed by the flash of a neon light that split the night and touched the sound of silence. So I guess yeah, I'm curious. Like I said, the sound of silence is a very popular song, but I haven't really listened to the words, so I'm excited to jump into it and kind of hear more about the meaning behind the song. And the sound of silence to me is just like, man, you're sitting there and I don't know, the sound of silence to me represents like being alone. Like it's hard to be alone with silence surrounding you. Like they say, the silence is deafening. And so I don't know if that's what this song portrays, because again, I haven't really listened to lyrics a lot in the past, and as I've done React videos, I'm starting to dive deeper into it and hear the meaning of the songs and the meaning behind the lyrics, and so that's very similar with this song as well. So, yeah, let's go.
of silence. And in the naked light I saw 10,000 people, maybe more. People talking without speaking. People hearing without listening. People writing songs and voices never shared. And no one dared disturb the sound of silence.
Okay, see, that's new to me. I did not realize that in the song. Um, yeah, 10,000 people, maybe more, talking without speaking, hearing without listening, and writing songs that voices never shared and no one dared disturb the sound of silence. So it's like, when at first he said 10,000 people, maybe more, people talking without speaking, people hearing without listening, that kind of went to me like, body language, will tell you a lot. So you don't need to hear somebody speak to understand what their intentions are and everything like that. But then it shows, people, writing the songs that voices never shared and they never dared to break the sound of silence. So it's like, is this an oppression type of thing? Yeah, again, very interesting to really dissect the song in a different way than I ever have before, and done to such a beautiful voice of David Damon. Was that his name? Let me see here. Draymond, I think that's how it is. David Draymond. Yeah, his voice is stunning and just so low and deep and clear and just so different than what he's done with any other Disturbed song. So yeah, discovering it in a new way, diving deep into the meaning of the song in an old way to an artist that I've listened to, but in a new way of hearing his voice different. Just it's what Inception in a way, I guess. Voiceception, songception. Either way, very interesting to me to be going down the road like this.
Of silence, fool said I, you do not know. Silence like a cancer
Speak
grows.
up.
Hear my words that I might teach you. Take my arms and I might reach you. But my words, like silent raindrops,
There's that little
fell
growl in his voice.
and echoed in the wells of silence.
Okay. Yeah, so like I mentioned just a second ago, or I kind of said, yeah, like break out, stand up, let your voices be heard. Silence like a cancer grows, like being oppressed. Like, yeah, if you stay silent, it's just going to eat you up from the inside. Like you need to let out what's inside of you. Uh, Hear my words that I might teach you, take my arms that I might reach you. So it's like somebody's reaching out to the people that have felt oppressed and he's lifting them up and teaching them, like, you don't need to be silent. But my words like silent raindrops fell and echoed in the wells of silence. So it's just like, yeah, like here I am. I'm going to start speaking, and like raindrops in a well, you're going to hear my voice echo, and that's going to help you realize, like, yeah, break out of the sound of silence. Yeah, so again, just really cool.
Of silence, and the people bowing
Woo!
to the neon god they
Oh,
made.
so
And the
cool.
sign flashed out his warning, and the words that it was forming. In the signs and the words on the prophets are written on the subway walls.
So bringing music to the people. Okay. Um, Okay, I want to bring it back here real quick just to hear him. Ooh, just you heard of the growl in his voice a little bit earlier, but then this time as he gets into it, like he really lets it out, and it's just like, ooh, just so powerful. But yeah, that last verse I kind of want to break down and get into it. And the people bowed and prayed to the neon god they made. So, what is the neon god? That's what I'm trying to figure out because people were afraid to break the sound of silence. The neon god, in my opinion, could be like big cities, like uh, the hustle and the bustle. And the signs flashed out its warning in the words that it was forming. Then the sign said, "The words of the prophets are written on the subway walls, in tenement halls." Okay, so yeah, so I know back at the beginning of the song, um, yeah, when my eyes were stabbed by the flash of a neon light that split the night. Okay, so he talked about going down the streets of cobblestone, and he's walking alone, and then he's pierced by the neon light that touched the sound of silence. And then people talking without speaking, writing songs that were never shared, and no one dared disturb the sounds of silence. And then silence, the cancer grows. I wonder if it's like in my mind it's like almost like the hustle and the bustle of the city and the neon lights. People forget music, and he talks about the words of the prophets are written on the subway walls in tenement halls. What is tenement? I'm going to look that up real quick. I want to see what the word tenement means, just for the sake of the song. A building for human habitation, especially one that is rented to tenants. A rundown low rental apartment building whose facilities maintenance barely met. Okay, that gives me something completely different. I was thinking music terms and like subway, people play their music in the subway tunnels for people to make money, but tenement halls is basically like a rundown place. So, um, geez, man, this is interesting. I'm having a hard time deducing what this is all about. You know, uh, I mean, people just being oppressed. Maybe it's just like speaking out, and music is a way to speak out. Maybe that's the part where people are writing songs and not daring to share it and disturbing the sound of silence. Yeah, I think that that's pretty much what it is. People are afraid to speak out because like if I'm going to speak out, is it going to make the situation worse? So yeah, let's hear the last part of the song again, just because it's so enjoyable, and then I'll get into the outro and talk a little bit more about it. But yeah, I do want to hear this one more time in the growl of his voice.
Take my arms and I might reach you, but my words, like
There's an
silent
initial growl.
raindrops echoed in the wells of silence, and the people bowed and
Ugh.
prayed to the neon god they made, and the sign flashed out his warning, and the words that it was forming. In the sign said the words on the prophets are written on the subway walls, in tenement halls, and whispered in the sound of silence.
Okay, so I'm gonna break down uh, I'm gonna break down what the song kind of felt to me, and then what I'm going to do is I am going to look up the meaning behind the song and actually have that there because I want to know. Um, I'm typing it in right now. I want to know what the actual meaning is and what I might have missed. And of course, you guys can tell me in the comments too what I might have missed. But either way, um, he talked about the words like silent raindrops fell and echoed in the wells of silence. So it's almost like it takes one person to stand up. It takes one person to break the sound of silence. And you have these oppressed peoples that don't want to, they're writing songs, but they're not putting it out there because they're afraid of disturbing the silence. So it takes one person to stand up, and then that voice echoes and everybody else gets to stand up as well. So and I'm looking at the meaning here, and it's so okay. So it's the inability of people to communicate with each other on an emotional level. Okay, and music is emotional, so it makes sense. The musical instruments and writing songs, and then the isolation and lack of genuine connection. Interesting. But especially emotionally, people have a hard time communicating with people, not particularly internationally, but specifically emotionally. So what you see around you are the people unable to love each other. Interesting. Wow. People talk without speaking and hear without listening. The neon god symbolizes false idols of modern life. Oh, duh. The neon gods, television, your phones, other distractions. Okay. That all makes perfect sense now. I'm so glad that I looked this up. So yeah, the sound of silence. People are getting so absorbed into their technology. They have the inability to connect and communicate with each other. How do we break the sound of silence? I'm so glad I looked that up. I was so far off base. It's cool to kind of try and grasp my own meaning, and that's what art and music is in general. Is you take what you need from it, or what you think it is, and what you resonate with. But man, to know the actual meaning behind it is, that neon god. That was one thing that I didn't quite get. I thought it was the hustle and bustle of the city, but it's not. We're staring at our phones. We're what does it say? We're talking without speaking. We're hearing without listening. So yeah, we're texting each other. We're not actually speaking out, and then we're hearing without listening. Like, yeah, you may be talking to me, but I'm so absorbed into my phone that I'm not even listening to what you're actually saying. So it's just like, yeah, that makes perfect sense. I'm so glad that I did a deep dive onto this song because I've loved it so much, and now that I know the meaning behind it, it just hits so much harder. And David's voice, Draymond is his last name. He did such a good job. Holy moly. It threw me off because they were writing the music on music sheets. So I think that's what took me away from the meaning and made me go down a different rabbit hole there. But either way, very, very interesting. We need to take the blinders off. We need to talk with each other. I used to post on Instagram all the time, all the cool stuff I was doing. I was traveling, I was going on adventures, I was hiking, I was seeing cool views. And I put it on there because it's like, hey, look at all the cool things I'm doing. And now it's like, I'm not doing this for anybody else. I'm doing this for me. So I put my phone away. I am trying to connect more with people. When I'm out to dinner with friends, my phone stays in my pocket. I put it on silence. I am on the search to find deep and meaningful human connection, whatever that looks like. And so I think we need to put down the technology, get closer with each other, break the sound of silence and actually start to connect and communicate. And I think that us as a civilization will be better for it. So beautiful song, beautiful meaning. I'm so glad that I did this one today. Thank you again for joining me. Give me a subscribe, give me a like, drop in the comments what you want to hear, whether it be by Disturbed, by anybody else, old, new, rap, rock, hip hop, pop, even K-pop. I'm down to hear it all. I'm down to react to it all. I just love discovering new music. So please drop it in the comments. Let me know what I should do next. And if you haven't seen some of my past videos, go and check them out. I have like 50 out there right now. I'm not going to stop. I'm enjoying what I do. So until next time, keep on chasing the beats.